back to Premier Boys.
Good,
It's your boy New.
Your boy Cole.
Eternals. In the beginning.
Big pivot, man. This one and one. Man. Marvel about to turn the fuck up just from everything that we just seen and that we about to see. But go ahead.
Now, before we start, just an overview of the movie, I do want to say this. Don't go into this movie expecting to see a typical Marvel movie, because it's not going to be too big of a final fight scene, too big of a fight scenes in general.
Yeah.
So, but the movie itself is still amazing. But it's just the movie itself is about the Eternals, and it gives you the overall origin of the Eternals and how they came to Earth 7,000 years ago and were brought here to fight off the deviants and help mankind evolve.
Yeah.
That was their whole role for being created and stuff. And
By the Celestials and shit. The Erishan being the judge of mankind from every planet.
Of that universe, I think
That's every planet, every universe.
Oh, okay.
That's why when they drop the seed of another celestial in the planet, and that's we gonna get to that. But basically, Erishan he got the Eternals out on a mission to help humanity go forward in life and shit. And at the end of it, a new celestial will be born. That Earth will be destroyed and just on to the next one, basically.
But all this is basically hidden to them.
Yeah. Only person that knows this is
Ajak,
the leader
of the Eternals, the Prime Eternal.
Yeah.
She the leader, the Red Ranger of the Eternals.
I can fuck with how they did it though, because they did remaster the Eternals in the new comics for Ajak to be a girl.
Mm-hmm. So they did the same thing with Thena.
Yeah.
I mean, and Sprite, not Thena.
Yeah. Sprite in the comics is a boy.
Sprite, not Thena. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's really pretty much. And then the deviants was put on Earth to knock out the apex predators, but they themselves evolved.
And became the apex predators.
Yeah, became the apex predators of the world.
Yeah.
Because that's so that's pretty much the premise of the whole movie. And so the Eternals trying to fight to stop the Eternal from emerging throughout the Celestial. I said Eternal, from emerging from the trying to stop the emergence of the Celestial.
Yeah, but it's just so dope. But then I ain't gonna say it's rushed, but it's like damn, they threw my nigga Tiamat and this motherfucker quick. They was like, yeah, we gonna give them that whole comic series.
The whole
2 hour little flick right quick.
Because they explain a lot in this two and a half hour movie.
They explain so
much. They put a lot in front of you for sure.
It explains so much and put us in pivotal spots that's about to have Marvel go so crazy right now. Because, like I was saying in the car, how Stan Lee did with the comics, he always kept it in the Americans, with America.
Yeah.
Just have comics, the superheroes and shit. Now, in this movie,
because they in London.
And if y'all know anything about London, you know, there's some folks out there, specifically one of them. You know
Which we gonna touch on that too. But now to the what we like and dislike about the movie. Something that I liked about the movie is how they because one of my questions was where were the Eternals like throughout all of the world's tragedy, like how they was asked in the trailer, and they showed us that like they lived through the period of time where they were either like they were like royalty, so they were not really. They weren't worried about type stuff, but people knew who they was, and it was like they lived throughout all the tragedies and just couldn't do anything. Well, could have, but were instructed not to interfere with human on human interactions.
Yeah, because Druid probably my favorite person out of all these songs.
Hey, when y'all go watch this, if y'all like Fisticuffs, it's gonna be
It's cool, but it ain't all that. The Fisticuffs.
I forgot. Gilgamesh.
Yeah,
Gilgamesh, yeah, he's my favorite one. That's my favorite Eternal for sure.
I was with Drew because he damn near for the people in the MCU, but in the comics, that nigga's sadistic and motherfucker.
He just want, because
he just want control.
Because each Eternal had their own set of powers, obviously. You know, you got Icarus, he does Superman, he does super strength flying, and, well, they all got super strength, but He flying and he has his laser beams. Then you have
you got Thing, you got the Goddess of War, you got Ajax, like we said, the leader, Cersei, the wizard, if you want to call her that.
Yeah, and Ajax, her power is healing.
Yeah, Gilgamesh, motherfucking, what do you want to say? Strength.
Yeah, that would be just strength, like
Kingo.
legit brute strength.
Yeah, Kingo, he basically got the artillery on him.
Yeah, he the shooter.
He coming straight, literally coming straight out the thing.
He the shooter.
You got Druid, he the one that's taking, not taking over your mind, but
Yeah,
he uses mind control powers on people to get him to do certain shit. Sprite, Peter Pan, Tinkerbell, whatever
Illusions.
whatever you want to put to it. You got Makari,
Speedster.
and you got my boy Fastos, the greatest.
The man behind Hiroshima.
The man behind everything,
Right.
behind your car, behind your sink, behind
Running
wild, like all type of shit like that. That's what's really cool because he was literally about to get in the steam engine and what?
It was like some
way
80,
back.
yeah.
It was way back.
It was like 520. It was like 525.
I don't think they dreaded that shit.
So he went from the steam engine to just a regular plow.
Yeah, to a little garden plow.
Yeah.
Damn. But like Drew was really for the people. In this movie, he was damn, like we see all this bullshit happening every time, every was a century or something you want to say. Every time these people, it's just always bullshit.
Yeah, he was basically telling like it's
they bad people.
Yeah, it's pointless trying to save them. Like we need to control them.
Yeah, control them so they can actually thrive and live good and shit. Instead of having going on the war and shit. Because then they all disbanded because Druid was the one who started the expansion when he chose to stop a war that was happening in ancient Mayan history when Spain came down.
Spain and the conquistadors.
Yeah, all this type of bullshit. Then we just jumped to present day. They trying to.
Throughout the whole movie, jumping back and forth from present day into the ancient history.
They're trying to get the band back together.
Because they figured out, well, how did it start from the start? Yeah, because it was a deviant just rolled up on Cersei, Sprite, Cersei and Sprite, because she was talking, and Cersei was talking to. Was talking to.
I was about to say.
Yeah, I was gonna say his real name. Right?
Yeah.
He to the black man. I can't think of
What is his name?
Yeah, I can't think.
Yeah, it's Dan in the movie. It's Dan.
Yeah, I can't think of. You got me over here. I can't even think of his name. But yeah, she was talking to the black knight. Dan Whitman, there you go.
Yeah, Dan Whitman.
Dan Whitman, yeah, blanking. But she was talking to Dan Whitman, and that's when he was asking her, why didn't y'all help with the fight against Thanos or everything else that happened on in the world? She like the Celestial said we couldn't, and then that's when the Deviant popped up, and then she fought off the Deviant, and then they were like, I thought they was all gone, so they decided that we need to find everybody else, we need to get the team back together. So Icarus jumped in to help fight the Deviant, or just randomly found Sprite and Cersei. Because them two, Cersei and Icarus is in love. I didn't like that in the movie either.
No, that doesn't come.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't
But
like
at the same time, like I said, Cersei in the movie ain't how Cersei is
in the
comics. Cersei is a horror woman. Like she legit land on Earth and hitting letting everybody hit besides Sprite. Like Sprite would be like, come on, what's happening? She'd be like, me only 11. Like, I'm not doing that.
Oh, so he's like, I didn't know he was that even in the comics.
Yeah.
That makes sense why it would have came up with Peter Pan and shit.
Yeah.
But then boom, so after them finally figuring out the Deviants is back, they find out that one Deviant killed Ajax and took her power. Cause he healed himself after Icarus hit him with his heat vision or whatever.
It's just crazy because they really didn't even go in depth with the deviants. It's like we just know that they can, like, they just regenerate. Like we don't know how they got to the point where they can just do all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
To take their power and stuff.
Yeah. That was just Crow that can do that. It wouldn't know like the other.
He took her power and then gave it to the other.
He gave it to the rest of the
because there's only 5 of them.
Yeah, that's the other thing I hate about the deviants. It's just they made them animalistic, and in the comics they
they are
big brawling.
They're more trolling looking. Like,
They're like real life bulky aliens, like literally instead of just animals. And that's one thing I was just like, they could have did a little bit better than that. What else? I don't know what else I really didn't like about the movie. Oh, they really didn't explain. Like, I just guess Thanos ain't. I guess they're just not gonna call him a
He's not a DB. He just has a DB.
Yeah, I know that, but I just guess in general, they just ain't even gonna just like be like, nah, this Thanos.
But one thing I didn't like that they didn't. The way that they killed off Crow, the main, I ain't gonna say the main villain, but he was the main villain, because Icarus is the real main villain of the fucking movie.
Icarus, Harrison, and Crow, them the three main villains.
Icarus is a fool. I ain't gonna spoil that part of it, but that boy is a fool.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, I didn't like that, because from the trailer it seemed like the Deviants and Crow was gonna play a major role in it. And then just the way it happened just wasn't it. I didn't like that.
Crow and Thena, like that.
Yeah.
They basically in love, and Thena wasn't going for none of that shit because she got that. What's it called? Mad Weary.
Yeah, the Mad Weary. I like that too. Her mind was splitting.
Yeah, she basically go to like a superpower. Well, I ain't say superpower, but that's like a little Thanos, Thor. What
his warrior's rage.
Yeah, like literally just like that. Eyes gloss over and just she
forget. He's just in a blacked out rage of pure strength.
But another thing is, like, the rest of the Eternals really just don't be remembering half of the Earth and the other planets.
Because they get their minds like after they destroy them.
Thena, this Mad Weary shit, she's speaking on shit that done happened years upon years ago. Like,
because that's what Mad Weary is.
Yeah, I know that, but it's just
just like all her memories coming back.
She the only one that's getting that shit, and it made me think like, damn, was Thena just so good what she did? She really didn't her mind wiped type shit. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think that's what it is. I think it's just she started to deteriorate because they synthetic
beings, yeah. So I forgot they were slick robots.
Because that's what's really made it be that because they all starting to figure out that they fake. Because after Ajax died, the orb that she used to talk to Arishem went to Cersei, and as she got all this information, she related to everybody else.
And that was one of the coolest parts of the fucking movie. Just seeing Arishem, like, that
boy, he was so huge. The first time you see him, y'all want to laugh just how big he is.
Bro, that should be so crazy. Then I'd be saying, me and this nigga we probably didn't know the speculation goes of like Marvel shit, because we was in the car talking. I'm like, nigga, somebody in this movie gonna pop up that niggas ain't ready to pop up, but everybody ready to pop up. And at the end, my boy Dan Whitman, he touching on, he finally, he opened up his, it was his family crest.
Yeah, it was his family crest. Because remember at the end, he was going to tell Cersei before he came back in.
Before he had grabbed him up and deleted their memories and shit,
Yeah, he was going to tell her, like, hey, my family, the Black Knights.
Yeah, but he don't even know what it is.
He just know that his family got some secret heritage that he's just now learning about. And this is the post-credit scene. We didn't jump straight to the post. This is the first post.
This is the first one we did.
Well, no, it was the second one. It was the second one. The first one was when they got snapped. The first one was that boy.
Yeah.
The first one was that boy. But we're gonna talk about the Black Knight Whitman real quick. Yeah, he opened up. He found I guess his uncle's chest. Because remember in the movie she thought he was going to talk to his uncle.
Yeah.
It's his uncle's chest.
And the other one that there's the Raven Crest.
Yep. He opened it up.
Cracked that bitch open.
Necrosaur, not the Necrosaur.
The Ebony Blade.
Yeah, the Ebony Blade. Yeah.
Sitting right there. It damn near threw me like it's gonna be some symbiotic shit just because of.
But that's just the curse that's on it.
Yeah. and if I know anything,
the bloodlust curse.
Yeah, I know anything about the Ebony Blade. Once it.
The wielder.
The Ebony Blade and Mjolnir are damn near the same. Mjolnir looks for the mightiest, and the Ebony Blade looks for the niggas who is weak-minded and
the easiest to corrupt.
Yeah, corrupt. So yeah, it's basically. Then we just hear the voice behind him,
like Mr. Whitman. You basically have Mr. Whitman. You sure you ready for that?
It was that boy,
Blade.
That boy Blade, man.
We ain't seen him, so y'all ain't gotta worry about that. We don't see him.
We don't see him, but we know it's him.
But we know it's Mahershala Ali back there talking.
The director even said herself.
Yeah, she confirmed it for us. Yeah.
And it goes back to my point of these London branches of.
Because the Midnight Suns is gonna go crazy.
They had that. I forgot what the little team is, whereas Dark Knight, Blade, and a few other people in London. I forgot what his little clique is, but if he already know Blade.
But that's that. He don't know. Blade probably just know the Black Knight.
I don't know.
Cause think about it, Blade probably know his uncle.
Blade ain't probably he better not be on some butler shit, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Cause for him to be there, Blade gotta know something about something. Like, you know what I mean? He either gotta be Dan homie,
That's what I know. He's probably the uncle's homie. That's what but he's even more.
Yeah,
So he's
true that.
been around.
But we don't know.
Yeah, I know. That's the point of the speculation, though.
Blade turned vampire. you know. Yeah, but he don't get that. He living forever shit and said damn near meet Morbius or Morbius bite that nigga. So it's like it's a lot of breadcrumbs that they dropping right here because we got vampires. We got Thanos' little brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the other post credit scene. We got Star Fox.
Boy. And we're not talking about Nintendo.
Yeah,
Star Fox.
yeah, because y'all get Star Fox. Not that Fox from the video game, nah. We talking about an Eternal from the planet Titan.
I wonder whose orb that nigga has.
What celestial orb he got? We gonna find out too.
The only person I can think of it could be is Nowhere.
Nowhere's a celestial, not a. I mean, he's a.
Nowhere's a celestial.
Yeah, I know, but he's dead.
I know that, but I'm saying that don't mean nothing. Yeah. For him, Star Fox been living as long as Thanos been living, probably longer. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. What if your boy came in? You know how the comic go. He sliced the nigga head off. So you know Marvel, they twist on it. So it gets sold Star Fox, or the collector end up with it. Star Fox pop on the collector before he died. Oh my God. No, there's Nowhere. Let me holler at him right quick. You know what I mean? Take a little orb. Now, but he Eternal already. So
yeah, and the orb was on.
I know that.
Glowing I know that already.
I know that, but we don't know orb. We don't know orb.
Yeah, whatever.
Because we ain't seen the Celestial die, but we just know Nowhere did. But then it's like only person we know that can talk to motherfucking Celestials is Ajax and the people who can get the orb. So it's like, but then again, if you know anything about the Eternals, it's a long line of these. It's damn near 100 Eternals. So it's like, I don't know. That's another part that threw me off. I'm just like, where do you get the orb from?
Yeah, like what other because the way he was brought on to their ship anyway, he was teleporting anyway, so he was probably multiverse jumping.
That shit was cold.
He had to, because it was the same thing that like it looked like with all the other stuff. So it's like he was multiverse jumping, universe jumping, like multiverse, same thing.
I don't even know how, but it's like the way that happened. It's like he knew where he was going though.
Yeah,
like Pip literally was like, oh, nigga, come on.
Roll right into him.
Yeah, and that's like the weird part. Because every time something like that happens, it's random. Like,
right.
We ain't mean to land here.
Yeah, we know what was going on.
Pip landed there and was like, oh, hold on, let me Thanos' little brother, man.
I wouldn't put that past the Eternal though.
I don't know.
And it seemed like they're like already way far past what these Eternals are. Like they probably understand that they were synthezoids, like, you know what I'm saying?
Probably.
So that's probably why they got the technology and understanding on how to jump from universe to universe.
I don't want to put it past them.
Because that's what they did. Half of them did at the end of the movie, with to go find other Eternals to try to turn them to the good side, to their side.
That shit is wild though. But they brought my nigga into the MCU. I'm glad.
Dream Celestial.
The Dream Celestial. I know y'all want these niggas been rambling, but yeah, Dream Celestial. That's the big goal, motherfucker. Y'all want to see pop out the ground. You're lucky he ain't lived. That's all I'm gonna say.
If he would have lived,
Earth. Yeah, that.
Wasn't no more Earth.
It wouldn't be no more of that. But the galaxy, niggas would have been scared in space. Galactus would have been shook up. Watching, shook up. Niggas would have been scared. They were like, this the worst one of all of them, just because.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about the Dream Celestial.
The Dream Celestial, that nigga's stupid. Just because he got banished from the other Celestials and they buried that nigga on Earth. And that's why I was telling you, like, in the comics, when Sprite took, is it Icarus? I think Sprite took Icarus down there and showed him, this when Icarus was in his human form. Basically, he don't remember shit, but showed him to this big black wall. And that was Makari. He told Makari to run at it. Like basically had like a force over him. I can't even touch that one. And he was like you fool. He was like you don't realize we're standing in front of Celestial? Nigga, then he bagged up and panned out big 41 mile long black wall, just like damn.
I'm trying to tell you, the size of these Celestials is mind blowing. Like It's gonna, that alone.
The last time Harrison popped up was the part I was like, shit. When he grabbed, I was like, that nigga stupid big. It's like, what they standing on, man? They like,
when y'all gonna see this nigga and just, bro, y'all gonna see.
I'm trying to tell you, the first time y'all gonna see him, it's gonna be like,
y'all gonna say, ain't no way.
oh,
It's gonna be just like that.
But I don't know. Our movie experience be different because me and this nigga, we be in that bitch going crazy just because we know what we talking about. We at the end of that month, we had niggas asking us who the characters was. I mean, y'all, like, what are y'all here for, man? Y'all, we know what y'all here for. We here for the enjoyment.
Do some research. Do your own research.
Yeah.
Research over research, man.
I just want to know what Star Fox gonna do. That nigga, he about to. The Star Fox really, he basically a pimp.
And I ain't gonna tell y'all, but they got a character, they got a somebody for that role for Star Fox, boy, and they nailed it.
Yeah. No,
I ain't gonna say who it is, but when y'all see it, y'all gonna like it. They did that heartthrob for sure.
Man, but that's.
I mean, that's really it though.
That's all I gotta say about the movie, nigga. I still rated 8.5. That shit was good.
I'm giving it an 8, not a half. I get an 8.
I spoke to 8 because they gave us the answer to most of my questions, and they gave us some actual history on the Celestials and all that type of shit. Even though it was Star Wars-esque, but even though it really wasn't hitting on shit like that, after them, that shit passed.
The beginning credits.
Yeah, it was like, all right, let's get to it. Then it was like, it was bumpy at first, you know what I mean? It was like, shit, like the fight scenes was like
The fight scenes is why it's an 8. Because, you know, Marvel always come with the heat when it comes to fight. But that's just not the movie this is.
Yeah, because they're not fighting humans, so it's like, yeah, there ain't gonna be a lot of hand-to-hand combat, but it's just the fact that these niggas was fighting beasts the whole movie. But do you know who Valkyrie got her Pegasus from? If Marvel dig deep in their bag, nigga, you'll find out. But it's your boy though. It's the nigga with the ebony blade, man. Well, why you think? Because every time you only see Valkyrie, you only motherfucker ride the Pegasus. I was like, damn. Besides in that one Thor movie where they had all the Valkyries, but yeah, supposedly in the comics that's how she got her Pegasus was from that nigga. That shit wild.
I do. But yeah, till next time, man.
Yeah.
Y'all know what to do.
Yep.
Go ahead, like, comment, subscribe.
Share
with your nerd friends and your blurred friends.
Yep.
Help us reach the masses, man.
Yeah.